CAT 20 was my first attempt. Before that, I think everybody should know, I'm a PWD candidate. I have 90% visual impairment. So CAT 20 was my first attempt. So I did that and like felt very confident, let's go give CAT 20. But the actual questions which came were of a very different arrangement
Great.
than we were used to. Seeing all the past interview experiences which people had, where they say, my mock scores were in negative, or so that
Right.
brought me up that let's do it one more time. And number three would definitely be, to believe in yourself. If CAT does not happen, you have NMAT. If NMAT does not happen, you have that. So you have what do you say, a lot of choices.
Hello, everyone. Today we have a very special guest on our channel. He is Anirudh Nair. Today he is going to share the story of his inspiring journey with us. We will learn about his preparation strategy for MBA exams, along with some additional tips to stay motivated for the same. Hi,
Hi,
Anirudh.
Kushal.
Thanks a lot for joining us today. And first of all, congratulations on cracking CAT, XAT, and also other MBA entrance exams.
Hi, pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So, okay. So firstly, can you tell us a little bit about your MBA exam preparation journey, when it all started, and how did it all go?
Okay, so I am an engineer. I have an undergrad in computer science. I currently
Okay.
work with TCS as a developer. So I worked with them for 2 years, and then
Okay.
COVID happened, and we started working from home. So
Right.
the I thought, now it's time, we should transition from a purely technical role to something more, managerial as such. So CAT 20 was my first attempt. Uh,
Okay.
Before that, I think everybody should know, I'm a PWD candidate. I have 90% visual impairment. So CAT 20 was my first attempt. Uh, Needless to say, it didn't go that well. Uh, then uh,
Okay.
then I started preparing sort of with a schedule, and then I attempted again CAT this year, and so in the meantime, also I was building up my profile and doing other stuff. So yeah, that's basically what got me into trying to do an
Right.
MBA.
Okay. So first, now let's discuss a little bit about your CAT preparation. So, okay, now tell me, how did you prepare for CAT, each section, and in each section, and how much time did you take for the basics and rest of the things? How was your monthly preparation
So
plan like?
yeah, so basically, yeah, after giving my CAT 20, I
Okay.
realized I'm very bad at logic and quants. I'm very
Okay.
good in VRC. The main problem was when I attempted CAT 20, I didn't give any mocks as such. I had just gone through, those. They ask you in the material which is given to you. They give you, arrangement questions and
Right.
stuff like that. They say this is what is the CAT syllabus. So I did that and like felt very confident. Let's go give CAT 20. But the actual questions which came were of a very different arrangement
Great.
than we were used to. So yeah, so I realized, logic and quants need to be worked upon. So I joined XYZ coaching and
Okay.
continued with them for CAT 21. So in VRC, I like to read, so I didn't find VRC that difficult.
Difficult.
But when
Okay.
it came to logic and quants, fundamentally, I've always been weak at quants. Never liked the subject of
Okay.
mathematics, so didn't enjoy it very much. So when I came, when I started preparing for logic and quants, so Cracku has these daily targets which they give. So every day you get one test for quants, logic, and VRC. So as Marty sir always used to say it is always close to the actual cat. So what I used to do is I used to do the syllabus first, and then I used to just come onto the daily target site, and then there used to be this out of the box question which I never
Right.
used to get how to solve. So then I used to watch the video explanation which used to be given, or you have the text explanation as well. So I read the text through first, and then I see if I can comprehend it. If not, the video solution is there where sir is explaining. So both put together, it helped me a lot to pull my logic and quants as well. And there were these formula YouTube streams, which, if I'm not wrong,
Right.
it was either Saili ma'am or Maruti sir,
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
or both of them
Right.
used to conduct. So these YouTube workshops were very, very helpful because, after working, you don't have that much of time to actually sit and revise the formulas. Someone might be there who can do it, but for me, it was, uh, firstly, I was lazy, and secondly,
Okay.
it was when it comes from a mentor, it feels different. They break it down into chunks where you can actually just take it all in one shot. You don't have to sort of break your head on,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
where
Worry
can
too
I
much
apply
about
this.
that. Yeah.
So that way, I found Maruti sir's this thing very helpful because he used to break it down into very, very easy to understand ways, and you could easily remember. Especially in his the most favorite stream of mine was the logs formula one. So he gave
Okay.
all the formulas at one shot, and then he made you practice within the stream itself. So you are at the same time you're learning, and you're remembering the formula as well. So yeah, that helped me a lot. I remember, and the free formula PDFs which you have, right?
Right. Yes.
You call it free formula PDF, I think, if
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
not wrong.
Formula videos. Yes. Yes. Right.
So yeah, so majorly the issue was I write a lot of notes. So it's like two to three
Okay.
notebooks filled with notes. So going through the entire notebook, searching for, let's say, volume of a cylinder formula or something, those sort of formulas, it is not in one place, so it becomes very difficult to sort of analyze. So yeah, so I what I did was, when I joined Cracku, I downloaded all the formula PDFs and I stored it on my laptop. So whenever I am studying, I just bring it up, read through them, and then again continue solving. So that's a very good resource, I would say. Very, very, very
Right.
useful resource, the formula sheet PDF. That's with respect to quant. Repeated use of the formula sheet actually is very helpful. And with
Right.
respect
Okay.
to logic, I would
Yeah.
say
LRDI.
LRDI, CAT does not give you like traditional data sets like the other
Yeah.
exams do.
Exactly.
So the logic section, no matter how much you practice in the CAT, it is always 100% different. So yeah, I would say, watch Siley Ma'am's videos, especially with the ones related to games and tournaments, where she actually explains how to tackle the concept as such, but not the question, because the question can come in, XYZ format,
Different ways.
but
Right. Right.
the concept fundamentally remains the same. So you, at the time of the exam, even though the question is different, your concept, you are still banking on the concept to solve the LRDI question.
That's right. Okay, brilliant. So that's about your preparation. Now let's talk about the mocks. So how many mocks did you take, and what was your strategy, mock analyzing strategy?
Okay, so first tip I would give is never share your mock scores to your parents. So definitely,
Okay.
never do that.
Okay.
So mocks were never something, I took very seriously, because the actual exam is very different compared to the mock. It might be a level higher or level lower depending on whose mocks you give. So my mocks strategy, because I'm good at VRC. In VRC, my this thing used to be to first finish off the RCs. Uh, Earlier, it used to be the earlier pattern, right, which 76 or 75 questions.
Right.
So used to have, I think, 3 to 4 RCs, if I'm not wrong. and
Yeah.
around the
Yeah.
rest were theta.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I used to do is at least out of 3 to 4 RCs, first shot itself, 2 RCs I used to do. Then I used to move on to the theta questions, and then I used
Okay.
to attempt the theta questions, and then if time permits, I used to come back to the last RC which was remaining. So that used to be my strategy for VRC. Then coming to LRDI, LRDI, even my mocks, it was never a good show. So
Okay.
when I used to do LRDI, it always used to be about finding the easiest set.
Right. Yes.
So you when you read a set, you have around maybe let's say 10 to 20 seconds where you automatically know that whether this one you have to solve or this one you have to skip. So that used to be my strategy. Or in some mocks, what I tried was, the question paper, that palette button which is there on top. So when you click that, you get the entire LRDI section as a one-shot
Oh,
read
yeah.
sort of
Right.
web page. So when you read through that, you get to know, okay, this question is tough, this question. So it saves a lot more time. But I would suggest the aspirants who want to use it to actually get familiar with it when in the test environment itself, because when you go there, it becomes a very dramatic shift. So don't do it at the time of exam directly. You should first get accustomed to it, or you can keep clicking next, next, next. But then what happens is when you keep clicking next, 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 every question starts turning into red, 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 red. So people then say,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, so many questions are left." So then you will become tense. So depending on your comfortability, I would say attempt that way. And
Right.
for quants, definitely there are people who are very good at it, people who are very bad at it. So I don't know where I fall. So I would just say revise the formula, and especially when it comes to quadratic equations, algebra, the maxima minima, there are certain straightforward formula.
Right.
So just remember those, because in cat actually they come with a straightforward formula question. So give it, remember all the formulas. So that is definitely one must takeaway which I got from my mocks.
All right. Now, during your preparation, was there any phase where you got very demotivated, maybe felt like giving up on this CAT or any other MBA exams preparation? And if yes, if you got demotivated, how did you tackle that phase?
So yeah, I'd like to repeat myself here. Never ever share your mock scores with your
Okay,
parents.
yeah, you said that, right? Why do you want to do that?
uh, no, see, they have a certain level of expectation from you, but
True.
when you mock scores, it doesn't reflect your complete sort of preparation, because you keep giving mocks even when you're not 100% through the syllabus, right? So mocks exactly will not reflect how prepared you are. It is just to gauge, how as a question, how can you tackle it.
Right.
So when I used to sit down with my father, for chats about my future, so he told me, so basically my dad is from he's done an MTech from IIT Bombay. He's
Oh,
done his MS from BITS Pilani.
okay,
So
that's
he told
amazing.
me,
Great.
so son, he told me, son, it's about time you have an Indian Institute of something in your title. So he said, you go for CAT, and CAT has reservation for PWDs, and extra time and all that facilities. So he said, if you can bring your logic and quants up, IMs are bound to sort of give you an interview call at the least, because of
Right.
all the facilities you have. So he said, you prepare with a dedicated mind and you go for it. So my mock scores were very, very, very bad. Throughout, it used to be a sin x curve. It always used to go
Okay.
up, come down, go up, come down. So that used to be very. It used to be very hard at times, especially you're balancing work, you're balancing studies. Because of
Right.
COVID, there's no weekend getaway as such. You are 24/7 at home. You're missing your friends. You can't talk to your friends and stuff like that. So there were times where I felt, no, let's leave cat, because in cat
Okay.
my biggest fear was quants, and GMAT, the easiest section which people say is quants,
Right.
and their verbal is tough. So when verbal becomes tough, somewhere somehow I feel okay. It is okay. I can manage verbal being tough, but quants being tough, it becomes a very scary thing for me. So I said, why cat? Let's do GMAT, or let's do.
Right.
There's this exam called IELTS also. Let's do IELTS. It's pure English.
Okay.
You talk, you do that.
Right.
So I was in that phase, but yeah, talking to maybe mentors, or seeing all the past interview experiences which people had, where they say, my mock scores were in negative, or stuff like that, watching interviews on YouTube. So that
Right.
brought me up that let's do it one more time. You never know, because the actual cat can go very differently from where your mocks are. And that's exactly what happened to me. So I would say, have hope on yourself. That is the most important
Right.
thing, because mocks, they don't reflect how you are. They're deliberately made, one step above the cat, so that when the cat comes, you actually feel it's just another mock, or it's very easy for you. So do not get
Right.
demotivated by mock scores. So yeah, so that was where I was always faltering, because my mock scores I would see, and then I would say, hey, this and nothing is going to happen. Cat, if this is the level of cat, then nothing is going to happen. Might as well search for some other
Right. Yeah.
easy exam and then get through it.
Uh,
But the thing that kept me going is, if you can crack this, there is nothing like it, because CAT is supposed to be one of the toughest exam in the country. It is at par
yes.
with, you say, IIT JEE, or with UPSC. You have around 2 lakh aspirants, and only the best of the best made the cut of it. So you can imagine the happiness you get when you actually get your scorecard and you've done well. So
Right.
that kept me
Correct.
going.
Yes.
So I would say to aspirants, think about that stage where you are getting that the score you've always wanted, or the IM call you've always wanted, and you're able to just sit for another hour or another day. Then there's nothing like it.
That's amazing. That's quite motivating as well. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Okay, now let's discuss about the other MBA entrance exams. What all exams did you give apart from CAT, and how was your performance in those exams?
Okay, so apart from CAT, I gave ZAT, IFT,
Okay.
SNAP, and I've given MAT as well. So out of all these four, only MAT and ZAT results have been released yet. So ZAT,
Okay.
I have 78 percentile overall, and I have 98 percentile in VRC in ZAT.
Oh, amazing.
Uh,
That's good.
Thanks. And for MAT, I have 97 percentile overall,
Okay.
and uh, in MAT, my VRC score is again at 98 percentile, and in NMAT, I have a score of 237 overall. The score in
Okay.
91 in language skills, 77 in logic, and 69 in
Okay.
quants. NMAT
Yeah, sure.
VRC, uh, you have a lot of words in it, which they ask you, antonym, synonym, fill in the blanks, a lot of that
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
So I would advise people to read a lot, as much as they can, because those words, when you read a lot, you automatically start getting the breakdown of the word, so it becomes easier for
Right.
you to understand the context in which they are talking about. So you'll be able to better relate to the context of the word, and it becomes easier for you. So yeah, so that's how I gave my NMAT first attempt, and luckily it went well.
Yeah, that's a good score in NMAT as well. Now, what is the most important thing that actually helped you improve your scores in CAT or any other MBA entrance exam?
Yeah, so the daily targets, especially, were of a very high nature of health because uh, I used to read on a daily basis or solve questions on a daily basis, but there was not something especially challenging which I could use. So daily
Right,
targets, you get the solution, you get to see how many people are attempting it, and it is at a very good level which is set. So
right,
you are forced to think. It is not like someone just throws you x plus y is equal to 20, x minus y is equal to so and so, find x and y. It is not that simple a task. So daily targets definitely. Then the formula sheets, as I've already mentioned, were very helpful.
right. Yes.
And definitely, I had spoken to one guy from Cracku, after my NMAT score had come out, and he was very nice. He was very sweet. He was very motivating. So that got me even more motivated. I said, I want to talk to this guy once my CAT results are out. So I started doing that as well. Then I think Cracku, the store came out later, but they were I think on the YouTube streams there was the win a Cracku T-shirt competition.
Right, right, right. Yes, yes.
So I said, yeah, I want a Cracku T-shirt and mug or a bottle.
Yeah.
So that definitely keeps, it's like the process of reinforcement. It just keeps encouraging you to do more in hope you get a reward. So that definitely made me want to do a lot better.
Brilliant. So, finally, what are some tips that you'd like to give the future CAT aspirants or the aspirants who are preparing for any other MBA entrance exams?
Yeah, so my first and foremost tip would be to read as much as you can, because that helps a lot. Not only with respect to VRC, sometimes I have felt that it helps a lot in LRDA as well, where the case or the the question is maybe say 10 to 15 lines. So if you're able to read fast, you can maybe get the gist of it very quickly.
Right,
So that is one. Number two would be to definitely to revise the basics and the formulas again and again, because under pressure you're likely more likely to forget. So just make sure that you have your own tips and tricks to remember the formula, so that under stress also you're able to reproduce the formula. And number three would definitely be to believe in yourself. If CAT does not happen, you have NMAT. If NMAT does not happen, you have that. So you have what do you say, a lot of choices. So never get bogged down if your score is low, or if you're taking that marks if that score is low. Or just always
right.
believe in yourself and then just keep going for it.
Perfect. That was very motivating, actually. Thank you so much for sharing these tips with us. And what all calls did you receive like after your CAT results?
I have got call from IIM Calcutta,
Oh,
Amritsar,
great.
Vishakhapatnam,
Okay.
Rohtak, and the and from the
Okay.
NMAT side, I had got call from SDA Bokoni, which I had
Okay.
converted also.
So I wish you all the best for your interviews. Thank you for sharing your inspiring story with us. I'm sure it motivates a lot of aspirants. Thanks a lot and all the best.
Thanks.